behold, I am doing a new thing. Do your eyes not perceive it? Just as the seasons are changing, my ways, my strategies, my forms of worship change to suit the days and times. Although I change not, I am the master of change for my kingdom. When man thinks that he has me all figured out, then I change my methods just to prove that I am the one doing it and not some religious organization. Raised in church, of course, my parents attended, and wound up in a little Pentecostal church down on Ontario Street here in Bracebridge. My mother was baptized in the Holy Spirit in that church, and as a teenager, I was in on a small revival in that church. There was about 5 of us teenagers got baptized in the Holy Spirit. I was one of them, of course, and went on and, well, as a teenager, got married and had family. And in the year of 1973, and full moon in January, I pulled out of the bush on a snowmobile onto the back half of the farm where I was living at the time. My son James is on that farm now with his wife Sandra. I pulled up on the snowmobile and I sat there under looking at the stars. There was thousands of them shining down through them, and I looked up and I said, Father, I know that you're up there. The problem I have is believing that you really care about me down here. If you hear me and see me here, I'm asking you for a closer walk with you. 2 weeks later, I was laying in bed, back just about killing me. I'd been to a chiropractor, one of the leading chiropractors in Muskoka. He examined my back. He just put his hand on my back and he said, yes, this is serious. Well, I knew that because I could feel it, but he stood me up against a table, an x-ray table with vertical lines and horizontal lines. And growing up, I had developed one leg shorter than the other. That's where the pain was coming from, because like angle bracing in a building, the angle bracing in my back was trying to compensate, make up for what was going on. Right at that time, my wife was working in the township office, and she came home. It was a Friday night with the local paper, and in the local paper there was a small ad about a full gospel businessmen's meeting in the Roman Catholic Church Hall in Gravenhurst. And I thought, I'm going to go to that. And my wife said, you're crazy. I said, well, yeah, I know, but I've got to do something here. So I put a wide belt around my hip joints, tightened it up as tight as I could make it go, and then had a regular belt on my belt line, and it was good and tight too. I made it to the meeting, and it was nothing but God's grace that allowed me to sit there through a supper meeting on a hardwood chair. The speaker that night was a chap named Chuck Trombley. He came from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that kind of rang a bell with me, because Tulsa was Oral Roberts' hometown. And my parents always made it a point to listen to Oral on the radio whenever they could. Through the the course of him getting started, he asked if there was anybody there that had limb problems, like one limb shorter than the other. Well, I quickly put up my hand. I thought, well, we'll see if this guy is for real or not. So a few minutes later, he said, if you want to come up and get prayed for, come up. So up I went. He sat me down in the chair, took my 2 feet and looked at them. You've seen people doing it. And, oh, yeah, okay. So he said a simple prayer. And I had a sensation in my right leg from my knee to my ankle that just felt like 120-degree oil, but it was on the inside as well as the outside. And that leg grew out at 3/8 of an inch. And when I stood up, this was back in 73, in the era of sealskin boots, snow boots that had crepe rubber soles. And my first step, I just about tripped. Second step, I just about tripped. For about 10 steps, I had to readjust because I was walking on a leg that was longer than what I grew up with. Father, thank you for that you are the God who spoke worlds into existence, the God who is always doing something new. And your plans for my life are always good. Thank you that you are breathing fresh vision and strength into me, new seasons, new dreams, new relationships, new beginnings. I believe that even now you are working in ways I don't yet see, and you're about to do a new thing.